Stacy Herbert of the Keiser Report. Yeah, we're in Toronto. Check out what we did on our live stage act. You know, the story begins in 1971, actually. President Richard Nixon entered a new era in global finance. He abandoned the Bretton Woods Agreement, and gold was no longer anchoring the global economy. We entered a period, a very interesting experiment of fiat currencies, anchoring fiat currencies, anchoring fiat currencies, anchoring. It's turtles all the way down. We entered into the modern financial era of no reference value at all. No gold, nothing. Just countries flailing about, entering into spurious wars, economic theoretical policies based on nothing, and a lot of money printing. The rise of the central bank, the holy central bank, the Ben Bernanke's, the Janet Yellens of the world, who we worship as priests in front of the cathedral of money printing. Now that era is coming to a close. The era of the US dollar as world reserve currency is coming to a close with the rise of Bitcoin and cryptocurrencies. Is it an asset class? You're darn right it's an asset class. How do we know that? Because as people abandon the fiat currency nightmare that's given us nothing but misery for 50 years, they're plowing into fiat currencies. Is it going to 100,000? You're darn right it's going to 100,000. Because there is trillions of dollars sloshing around in a cesspool called the global financial markets. There's absolutely no rhyme or reason to valuation on any of these assets whatsoever. And I saw a headline coming up here.
I'm going to have to agree with them, and it's one of the main reasons I've invested in crypto. I highly recommend you follow Max Keiser if you're watching this on YouTube, but there's been a bunch of money printing, and historically, if you didn't know, we left the gold standard, and pretty much most central banks have been printing cash for a very long time with no financial backing. And in my opinion, this is what's caused the inflation of real estate prices, the inflation of stock prices, the inflation of pretty much everything. And crypto is an opportunity to fight back. And I'm not as bullish. I do believe that cryptos will hit $1 trillion market cap. I do believe Bitcoin will hit 20,000. And maybe in the future 100,000. That's probably a little more optimistic, but there's just a fundamental problem right now with our economic system where the central bankers are allowed to just keep printing money out, devaluing our currency, and basically it's not as bad. We're actually very lucky to live, or most of my audience, you're watching it from countries with very stable governments. You don't have the crazy inflation that other third world countries have. A good example is Venezuela, where it's practically impossible to save money because of the inflation. You might as well spend it because within a year or two, your $1 will become half or a quarter of the value. So I am very, very optimistic about cryptocurrencies and its effect to basically improve everyone's life and also take the power out of central banks. We did not elect them. They are basically running it the way they see fit, and for the most part it's going to obviously benefit the people who own most of the assets. So this idea of decentralization really, I believe, levels the playing ground. And like I said, if you have a chance, please follow Max Keiser, and especially if you're worried about your cryptocurrency investments, he's very optimistic. So if you ever feel like fire selling, watch some Max Keiser, and I think you'll change your mind. But let me know what you guys think about this, and I'll be sharing more of this interview. Thank you for watching, and I'll talk to you soon.